Hello guys, welcome back. Now I'm just gonna show you what's the next thing we need to do. So now, as just to recap here, we have the this model. Obviously, remember this is the model when we originally decimated these and we exported a low reference, and the reference was used in TopoGun. We create a low res and a high res. Now, what do we export from TopoGun? So if you want to have a look here, so what we can do is probably we can just go and bring this tool back in here, so we can put it in this section there. So you can probably switch to this, and we switch to the simple brush. So we are now, just remember, we are now in 2.5D, and I'm just gonna go and clear the canvas, so I've got nothing in there. But still, the tool is loaded here. So I got tool, I got 5 subtools. So I'm just gonna go here, and I'm just gonna say import, and I'm just gonna import that from Jag Retopo meshes, and I go here into low res retopo, and I'm just gonna draw it. And you can see this is what we exported from TopoGun. You can see it's exactly the same as the other one. So just gonna go here and change this horrible thing that I hate. So now, at the moment we have 4,418 polygons right there. Okay, so it seems like, okay, we lost everything. We got we got just a low res version. What you can do is, if you want to, there are several ways to do this, guys. Most like there's 2 ways. One of the ways is you go back to the original, and that's it, that's your original. But the other one is here. Just remember, this is only where the tools are loaded, or the last tool you've been using. If you go into subtool, and then you go here, you say append. You can append whatever tool you have in the quick pick here. So you say here append, and I click here, and I'm gonna go here and say, oh, I'm gonna append this guy. You see, this sort of matches because it's pretty much spot on. But you say it was put here. If I want to keep consistency, I can probably put it up, move it up. So I can click this button here, then move up. So I have these 2, and I can only keep these 2 available. So if I hit this guy, this is the high res, old res version, and this is the new one with low res, the low res version. If I want to pass the information to this, what I can do is I can just go here into I think it's in project, and you say project all. So what you do is you divide once, you say project all, and whatever is visible, it will pick it up from the other one. So pretty much we got this tool selected, subtool, and it's gonna pick up detail from this one. And so you divide, select, hit project all, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it until you are happy that you pass all the detail. 99% of the time works. It brings like all this detail easily, you can bring it back on. But things like the mouse here and all that stuff, when they go like this high gradient change in normals, like the shape goes here, then suddenly goes in and out. Sometimes he doesn't know where to project, if he's going to project from the outside the nose, from the inside, because the polygons are too close, you see. So this one works most of the time. You can do techniques like masking the things you don't want, and then probably masking B, and then keep detailing a little bit more later on. Just remember that that stage that you reach here when you have this model is either you cannot take the model any further with the topology you have, or you can just want to go and say, you know what, I'm going to finish it and that's it, I'm not going to do any more to it. If that's the case, then probably you want to have more topology or more geometry, like cleaner. So what I'm going to do is just going to click here, and I'm just going to uncheck. So I only have the low res here. Okay. So if I divide this, let's say I'm going to divide it. I'm just going to minimize this. Going to geometry. And I'm going to say divide. You see, it's got 17,000. Divide again. 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got. You remember what we have? 4.499 million. So we're going back to what we had before. Okay, but just notice that all the detail is gone. Okay, so like I said to you earlier, you could have just gone level by level, deby, project all, deby, project all. So most likely it's going to bring you an issue. Okay, but you can regain all that, because when we're in TopoGun, we exported a high-res version of this that sort of adhere to, or just conform to, the shape or the reference. So all that detail that you saw in the reference, once we export to the high res, this file level 1, it passes all that detail back into the high resolution model. So now we can regain all back. All what we have to do, very simple, make sure that you divide. You remember we used 5? This is because that one was 0 base, so it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is 1 base, so you have, this is base 1. So you have to pretty much, whatever number you put in TopoGun, put +1 here, make sure that it's exactly the same, because the topology in terms of amount of polygons, they need to match, otherwise it will give you an error or it might not work. So in this case I have 5 + 1, 6 levels, so I'm 4.499 million polygons. The one that we exported from TopoGun, the high res, it does have as well 4.499 million polygons, but like I said, it pretty much preserve all the detail from the original reference. So if you're going to bring all that back, just before I do that, just remember that here we have an issue, but we're going to ignore that because I'm not going to go back to just trying to fix that. So I'm going to pass all the detail back on. So I just wanted to keep an eye on this, guys, because it's very straightforward. So what you do is you go here with the tool selected, just make sure that you have that tool selected you're working on, and you go and say import, and all we have to do is select the high res retopologized, which is the one with all the detail and the 4.499 million polygons. You say open, and it says, hey, this topology is exactly the same as the other one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pass all the detail, but I'm going to keep the original shape. So now I'm transferring the high resolution detail. There you go. You see how everything went back in here? Like I say again, ignore this little bit here. We can fix that later on, but I'm not going to do it now, obviously. But like you saw in the original, I did fix it eventually. But you can see now that we have the shape, all the detail here, and the veins as well. I think we managed to get the veins here. I think we got something metallic. Probably you can get it. Yeah. So you can get here all the shape here. You can see the veins here and stuff. And so easy peasy, guys. So all you have to do is just import, and it brings everything. What it does is just works it out. Say, okay, this topology is exactly the same as the other one because it had the same vertex order, the same positioning. All what I have to do is pass the information, which is the different, which is the one that in the high res detail. Very nice technique. So all you have to do, like I said, just pass on the information and you're done. This as well applies when later on we're going to see how to do UVs. You can as well take the low res, bring it into Maya, cut the UVs, and you say import, and it says, oh, this mesh is exactly the same. Oh, it hasn't got the UVs, and then it passes on the UVs, and then the model is untouched. So it's a very easy technique. You can pass UVs and you can pass detail like that. If we wanted to avoid this, we could have just found where the issue was and then mask it out. Like you press Control and then mask out where you don't want that transfer to pass, and then you just ignore everything but that, and that should be sorted. I think this bit is fairly easy to sort. I think you just have to go inside there, find the issue, and then just smooth it out and then mask it, and then that's it. But anyway, so you see that all the detail was back on. So now you have the option of just deleting this old one, keep working with this, because now this one got all the levels. You have a low res that you can later on using a third-party software, and keep working. For example, say, okay, I don't like this muscle, so I can give a bit more definition in the muscle, probably more ribs or more sagginess here, whatever you're thinking of. You can keep working on this, but now you have good topology, because now if I click here on poly, you can see that there's good topology there. So I can probably go to the lowest level now, and I have everything in there. You see? So it's all working. Beautiful. It's an issue here. That's the stuff that we have with that sort of problem that we have. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm pretty sure it's the mouse gauge. Okay. Right. Okay. So that's it, guys. That's it for now. This is all we have. From here on, like I said, you start working on UVs. You start texturing whatever you think your project you set out to do at the beginning. You can still work it here, but now you have good topology. Now you can rest assured that what you're doing is the right thing. You're not gonna go back and say, oh my god, I should have done this before. Now I can't animate because I don't have good topology. Okay. So on a final note, now I'm gonna tell you is that there are tools here for retopologizing inside ZBrush, and I think this one is one that is automatic, like a Z remesher. So you can do that. You can probably experiment with this and then probably find some tutorials online how to use this tool. This tool is quite artistic because you can paint the loops where you want. You can say, well, I want a loop in the eye, I want a loop in the ears, and you can paint the loops, and it does a pretty good job. I think pretty good, pretty amazing actually. But I think nothing beats the fact that you have the ability to just go whenever you go. They will always gonna ask you to go and do it yourself, because you know these are all the automated solution, and they do a pretty good starting point probably, but not the final solution, because it's always depending on animation and the uses of the model that you have at the end. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching this. I think we are finished now with this module, which is the actual just retopologizing, make sure the process between TopoGun and ZBrush. Alright, so thank you very much. Bye bye.